I'm Jennifer Golden, and today we're going to talk about the core. We're going to do some exercises that are going to give you a strong core, but I'm not talking about your abs when I talk about the core. I want you to picture the core of your body like the core of an apple. So we're talking about the front, the sides, and the back, and everything that's happening around the circumference of the abdomen. We're also considering from the crown of the head to the floor of the pelvis, a central channel running through the body. In Chinese medicine, this is called the thrusting vessel. So in this simple workout today, we're going to use Pilates exercises, traditional fitness gym exercises, and Qigong exercises to have a strong, flexible, supple core. Here we go. We begin lying on our back. Rub your hands together and create some warmth in your hands. Start to build up some friction energy. Now lay your hands on your belly. Feel that warmth. And begin to massage around the abdomen, massaging and softening up the tension of the belly. Begin to slow your breathing with this. Rub up and down. Feel the groin area. Just bring some softening so you can reform. Now, when we breathe in, feel a gentle expansion of your belly. When you breathe out, sink the belly in and try to imprint the back into the floor like you're spreading your back out into the ground. Inhale, slide one leg out. Exhale, slide it back in. The other side. Now notice I'm keeping my back flat and stretching the hip flexor out. There's a couple things to pay attention to here. You want to keep your back down, not allow your back to arch as you stretch the leg out. And then also don't contract and push the stomach tight. You want the ribs to be smiling, and you want to feel a nice deep scoop sensation by flattening that middle spine into the floor. Now, we don't always flatten the back, but for this exercise we do. We're inhaling as we slide out. We're exhaling to slide back in. We are working on the relationship between the legs and the core. We're opening up the hip flexors, and we're creating what's called an eccentric contraction, meaning we are strengthening our deep hip flexor while we lengthen it, strengthening it into a long position. Next, we're going to relax the tailbone back down, take a full breath in, and exhale, allow it to naturally condense. Bounce your shoulders a few times, shake them out. Let your shoulder blades get nice and loose on the floor. We're going to float one leg up. Again, our back is flat, our belly is hollow. The other leg comes up as well. So from your tailbone to the crown, to your back of your head, you're down on the floor. We're going to stretch the same side, arm and leg away from each other. Now, if you're not ready for this sort of movement, just keep your legs in that position and breathe. We want to make sure that you're maintaining the hollow belly, create a vacuum suction in your abdomen so your thighs are not doing the work, but your deep core muscles are. Limit the range for what's safe for your body, and as always, if there's any pain, don't do it. Take a break. Bring your legs down. Practice one thing at a time. Now we're going to press the opposite hand to the knee, stretch them away. Stay on the same side. Light press, stretch away. These are exercises that are sort of like the traditional dead bug, they call it. Other side now. Press, feel the belly deepen with that light press, and then stretch. Each press reaffirms the depth in the belly. We are flattening out the excess curvature of our lumbar spine. Now we'll do the opposite arm and leg, reaching and returning, stretching and returning. Notice my back is not moving at all. So modify your range to make sure you can stay stable. Also check in with your neck. If you feel like your neck is being tugged, then you may need to allow your chest to open up and relax in your tailbone a little bit. These are challenging. They should be challenging at least. Let's bring the legs back down now. Take a full breath in between. Let the belly expand and relax. relax naturally. We're going to move to the hands and knees now. In this position, we want to practice our breathing first. As you breathe in, let the belly muscles hang down. As you breathe out, pull just the belly in. Notice, I'm not moving my spine with this movement. The spine stays still. Let the belly totally hang down and expand, and then on the exhale, just think of lifting up your organ mass. You inhale and expand. Use your pelvic floor. That's the muscles you use to stop the flow of urine. So you engage that, pull the belly in. Make sure you can feel this before you begin to reach your opposite arm and leg. In Pilates, we call this quadruped. Stretch the arm and leg, stabilize through the shoulder blades. We're going to keep that rib cage perfectly still. Imagine your ribs as a stack of rings. You want to keep the rings in the stack. This is also sometimes called bird dog. Feel yourself lengthening from the hand to the foot, stretching through the fingertips, stretching through the toes while stabilizing in the rib cage and utilizing your core muscles. Think about that thrusting vessel running through the center of your body. A few more here. Transition to a seated position now. Okay, we're gonna get a little weird. I'm sorry, if you know me, just stick it with it. Try it, please. Give it a go and see what you think. We're gonna strengthen our lower dantian. This is a Qigong exercise. So I want you to think about your organs. You've got your liver, your spleen, stomach, and pancreas. All of the organs, the kidneys in the back. In the middle of the abdomen, we've got our small intestine. And around that, we've got our large intestine. You don't need to know where all these are, but in the back of that small intestine, we've got a fascial mass that contains a lot of neural fibers. We also have visceral fat, and what we want to do here is reduce the mass of visceral fat, which is important for a lot of health. We're gonna massage, twist, churn, get a fluid-like movement so we can reform and activate our deep core in the abdomen. We want to keep the rib cage feeling comfortable and open so our diaphragm is loose and our breathing is open. First thing we're going to do is take a deep breath in, expand the belly, expand the diaphragm, hold the breath for as long as you can. In this holding, you're going to lift the pelvic floor and the belly. You might not hold it the same amount as me. Just hold for as long as you can with a full belly. And whenever it's time to exhale, you'll just let your air go. Let it relax, let it deflate, and take a couple of easy breaths. Breathe through your sacrum. You've got this arrowhead-shaped bone at the back of the pelvis. Feel the holes in the sacrum where our nerves are. Breathe through those holes. The second part, we're going to do the same thing with the exhale. So breathe all your air out, squeeze it out, create a vacuum suction in your belly, every single drop of air. When you're all out of air, lift the pelvic floor, suck up through the belly, and again, we hold. Hold it as long as you can. There's no contest, but we are lifting up that pelvic floor the whole time. It doesn't matter how long it is. When it's done, naturally breathe. Again, focus on your sacrum. Breathe through the sacrum. The third part now is going to be a 3-part exercise. We're going to massage forward and backwards. We're going to massage to the sides. And we're going to massage around in a circle. It's called stirring the pot, that direction. One more thing to know, we do each direction 9 times. So we start by circling, lifting the pelvic floor, going up the back of the body, forward and down. That's 1. 2, we're massaging in a circle. 3, churning the organs. 4, 5, 6, try to relax everything else. 7, 8, and 9. Okay, now we go the other way. So we go up the front, down the back, up, around, and down. Listen, don't worry if you don't get this right away. This takes practice. But stick with it, because truly it's worth it. Not only for your energy, but to decongest any tension amongst your organs, which affects your posture and your back health. Now we're going to go, I call this Ferris wheel motion. It's our frontal plane. So pick a side. Doesn't matter which side you start. You pull up that side, over to the other side, and down. Integrate the pelvic floor. Lift that side of the pelvic floor. Try to relax your jaw. A lot of people start tightening their jaw during this motion. Good. We're counting to 9. Got a few more to go. Continue to breathe and don't sweat it. Just feel it. Switch directions. It's tempting when something's weird like this to overthink it. But try just to trust the movement and continue to feel a massaging motion. You might actually really start to feel your abs working. As it gets better, more proficient, your abs really work hard during this. Okay, third direction. We go forward, around, and back. This is stirring a pot. That's 2, 3. You might notice that one side is easier than the other. 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Switch directions. 1, 2, good. 3, 4. Try not to make the ribs or the pelvis the driver. They might move along with it. They will, but they're not the driver of the movement. That's what's important. Pay attention to what's happening in your organ mass. That's the focus here. Our lower energy center. Now breathe. Feel the warmth in your lower belly, between the navel and the vertebrae behind it. Place your hands on your belly and begin to feel that energy like a powerhouse. Next one, we stand up. Hands will be behind your head. Focusing on standing posture and balance is a big part of our core. So we're just bending one knee, bringing the elbow towards the knee. Make sure when you bend that you're not just bending your neck and head, that it's coming from the whole spine, really from that same energy center we were just working. So one side at a time. Remember, balance is a big part of core strength, and core strength is a big part of balance. Now we're going to go to the diagonal, across. And again, it doesn't matter how far it goes. The standing leg, though, the glute and the hamstring, those help to provide the stability of your leg as you do it. Find the center on 2 feet before you switch sides. Now we're going to put them together, side, then across. Side, then across. It's going to take a moment to coordinate it. Don't worry, just meet me there. Side and across. We're exhaling and we are compressing into the abdomen with each movement. Just a few more to go. Have fun with this one. When you've completed it, take a moment to ground your feet into the floor and open your palms and feel your center. Before we move to the floor, we've only got one more left. This is a challenging one. It's a plank. Planks are hard, so we might have to do some variety here. The forearms are down. You can switch instead to come to your hands and knees and just lift up your knees. That can be your first step to a plank. Otherwise, you're going to come to your forearms. You're going to stretch the leg, and we are going to hold here for 30 seconds. If you cannot hold for 30 seconds, that's fine. Just do what you can. Don't stay here till you can no longer handle it, though, until you're suffering. Take a break while you still have good form. Notice I've got my abdominal wall pulled in. I'm strongly activated through the legs. Actually squeeze your legs together. That's going to give you more strength and more stability. Continue to breathe and picture that core of the apple. Okay, we're almost at our 30 seconds. You have the choice to stop or join me and keep going. Lift up one leg at a time. Nothing is changing. Our butt's not sticking up. We are just lifting the leg, one leg at a time. reaching back through the legs, still pulling in through the belly, pressing through the forearms to feel that shoulder blade connection. Want to keep going? Here we go. Drop one hip and then over to the other side. One hip down and over to the other side. Again, we're massaging the abdomen, our deep core muscles, so it's flexible and strong. All right, you did it. Bring your knees down. That was awesome, guys. Give yourself a second of breath. Relax your spine in child's pose. You made it. You did awesome. Great job.